Chapter 20. The moment I took the time machine, I knew it was time to set my plans in motion. Cell, who was now perfect, sensed something wrong. So did the lower-level Kais. History would resist me like a living organism. I wasn't supposed to exist here, let alone have the time machine. But ancient Saiyans never asked permission. I set coordinates to a different timeline. After Cell's perfection. After Buu and Gohan's rage. But before the Dark Dragons awoke. Because now, the story no longer belonged to the protagonists of the Dragon Ball universe. It belonged to the one Saiyan, who remembered how it was supposed to end and cared not for any changes beyond this point. Chapter 21. The time machine did not appear to reject my coordinates, but the turbulence I experienced was another story. That alone was wrong, and the chance of me ending up somewhere wrong has increased a lot. I arrived during the Cell saga, but the sky was darker, the ki heavier, the world scarred in ways the canon never showed. This was not the main timeline at all. This must be an alternate GT-rooted timeline based off the fact that the dead bodies on the floor had tails. It seems like the Z fighters aren't winning in this world. The timeline became grim dark, and it also seems like this version Cell had not stopped evolving. I sensed him immediately. Not just perfect Cell, post-perfection, a mutation born from unchecked absorption and prolonged survival. This is what was speculated about Cell if never lost and just continued to grow. Based on what I can sense and using the modified Scouter, GT Cell observed power levels. Suppressed, approximately 900 million. Combat release, approximately 2,400,000,000. Overclocked regeneration state, unknown. Scouters failed. His body had adapted beyond design. No arrogance of Vegeta, no speeches of the Frost Demons, just Cell the Predator bio-android. This battle won't be easy at all. Chapter 22. I met him head-on. All he did was float there mid-air in the midst of a destroyed city, watching my approach with no visible reaction at all. Not thinking about it, his lack of reaction to my arrival. I strike him with my base, no transformation yet. My power at arrival. Base, 12 million. War King suppressed, times 120 equals 1,440,000,000. The one attack I hit him with made me realize that holding back is death. As for Cell, he didn't even flinch, as if I was a Krillin. Without wasting more time and putting my chances of surviving at zero, I immediately transform into my suppressed War King state. The moment I Cell Z vanished and appeared behind me, lashing out with a downward hammer fist, intending on sending me crashing into the ruins of the city and connects clean. BAAANGG. With a whoosh, I was sent into the nearest building. The Scouter was wrong as usual. Fight was apocalyptic and uphill back and forth for me, my War King state doing its job and my bloodline further evolving. Cell learned mid-battle. Using all his knowledge of this version's Z warrior, he gave me the toughest fight I've been in, and this was just the first one. I learned faster than him as the battle progresses. Every limb broken and healed fed my insane Zenkai boost. Every near-death sharpened compression thanks to the ancient Saiyan bloodline awakening, increasing my natural regeneration so I could heal mid-battle. When I finally activated full War King release, the numbers shifted. War King, unbound, times 150. Power, 1,800,000,000 plus. As the power continues to rise and change. Enough, I shout out as I Z vanish and appear behind Cell, kicking him into the sky and further into the void of space. Cell couldn't regain control as he was sent hurtling through space, before he could get from the Earth. I appear next to him and release a crimson ki wave, point blank. Cell died screaming in rage and confusion. He could not understand a Saiyan who hunted growth and absolute victory, no talking. Chapter 23. I remained in the GT timeline, planning exploring it later on after I rest my body and mind. Maybe I should find Den, since at this point in time he'd be the current god of Earth. Not wasting time, I flew towards the lookout, finding it after 4 hours of searching, but I managed to find it over the vast ocean and not over the land Koran like in canon. Landing softly but with some noise, I begin scanning the area using key sense, Finding a peaceful key, I begin calling out his name, Dend. Shallow footsteps were heard behind me as I turn and see Dend and Mr. Popo. With a slot bow I greet them as kindly as possible, then begin explaining why I'm here. Hi, my name Trud, a saiyan friend of Goku he met on Yardrat years ago. I came to help you with the android problem, but I was too late. Mr. Popo spoke first. Okay stranger, we've observed your battle against the android threat called Cell and we're grateful. He bows slightly. Den spoke next. Yes, as my attendant said, we're grateful, so tell me stranger, what can we help you with? You seem to want something. Yes, I would like you to bring back all those who died because of Cell and restore the planet to its peak. That's it for now. Before leaving I told them I'd be staying on Earth for a while and training in the wastelands where no humans stay. Then I was gone before they could say much. After a few weeks of rest and relaxing in the wilderness, I decided to train using Vegeta's gravity chamber I found whilst ransacking Bulma's lab. I trained my base form exclusively this time. No transformations, no rage states, only compression of my ki, steady gravity training, starvation training, and controlled deaths which were more effective with the few Senzu beans I found in Corrin's crib. Years then passed. Base power growth GT timeline. Post-Cell arrival, 12,500,000. After 5 years, 180 million. After 10 years, 620 million. It seems Babidi is taking his time before coming to Earth. This timeline isn't following canon events accurately. Thanks to the further awakening of my Saiyan heritage, my progress in base form was terrifying, to be honest. Pre-Buu emergence, 1,200,000,000 base. No Saiyan in modern history of GT had ever reached this level without transforming. This was not just evolution. This was remembering the true Saiyan path of growth and power. After some time, give or take a few months, Babidi succeeded in collecting all the necessary energy for Buu to awaken. Of course he did, remembering all the powerful enemies scattered across outer space of GT. It wouldn't be a shock for him to gather all that energy. Hope always fails first. The Z fighters who revived years ago fell one by one again. Super Saiyan 2 and 3 meant nothing against this version of Buu. Fusion delayed the inevitable, and of course it timed out due to the fusion playing around. I waited, because Zenkai requires annihilation without death. And Buu was perfect for that, knowing that fighting Buu at his strongest was important for me and my growth. So I let him absorb the rest of Z warriors. That goes for Goku and Vegeta too. I fought Buu without transformation. Power comparison. Super Buu, initial, approximately 8,999,000,000. My base, 1,200,000,000. He crushed me. Again. And again. He was playing around with me like the fusion did to him, and that's what I was hoping for. Each attack my organs liquefied. Bones powdered. Consciousness faded repeatedly, only staying conscious because my willpower and heat and regeneration. Each time, I forced recovery. Each time, my base rose. Zenkai exploitation was now in constant loop. After first near death, 1.9 billion. After third, 3.1 billion. After sixth, 5.4 billion. After ninth, 8.2 billion. Buu noticed too late due to his childish nature clouding his judgment. By the time I matched him in base at around 8.8 billion. The outcome was sealed, the end of the pink god was near. I did not kill Buu with power punches and kicks, no, his body could tank that. I killed him with exhaustion. He could regenerate, but his regeneration could be overwhelmed, and I knew how to achieve that. He could not defeat me now, and I won't give him the chance to absorb me. The final blow wasn't flashy too much, just compressed ki sphere, dense enough to collapse regeneration at the subatomic level. The attack itself was visible from outer space after I cancelled the ki output. Silence followed. The universe exhaled, and at the end of the Buu saga, I stood alone. Victorious and happy at the fact that I got to fight and defeat the Majin, not after receiving a beating of a lifetime. I could feel something new in my body and mind, something had awakened, not fully but irreversible. The fourth ancient form began to surface just like the dragon once said that once I reach a certain level of strength it would begin. Primal awakening, tyrant origin, the incomplete form. Estimated multiplier of current base, times 300 base. Projected power, 2.670 trillion. Traits observed. Combat joy bordering on sadism. Emotional dampening outside battle. Heightened precision in cruelty. This form did not crave victory. It craved dominance through suffering and pain. Ancient Saiyans had not feared this state. They had ruled with it. End of the chapter.